You have 138,000 votes that magically appear that are all 100% Biden votes.
Tucker Carlson pointing out Sidney Powell is lying.
Brought in there, new ballots in the middle of the night.
Carlson secretly writes to Bear, we could lose our audience.
Trump has not lost. Do not concede, Mr. President. Fight hard.
He goes on to write, got to do whatever I can to keep our numbers up and our viewers happy.
Surprise, surprise, a for-profit corporate media network is worried about protecting its standing in the market.
Caution. You are about to enter the no-spin zone.
Fox News built their brand on being a voice for the voiceless.
Listen, cut his mic. Stop. Chad.
I'm sorry to cut you off. My religion didn't teach me that.
The lone defender of truth against the so-called
Liberal media. Liberal media.
A liberal destroy Trump. Mainstream media is now in a free fall and on the brink of complete and total collapse.
If it comes up and Trump was to lose, there's a hoax. It's Trump Nation.
I don't see how Trump can lose with this kind of enthusiasm. I mean, not without cheating.
The Fox News decision desk can now project that former Vice President Joe Biden will win Pennsylvania to become the 46th president of the United States.
However, in joining the ranks of the mainstream media and announcing Joe Biden's victory,
Joe Biden will be inaugurated on January 20th. To say this constitutes living in reality.
They exposed a growing schism between the network and a significant portion of their audience.
This is a stolen election through this crap right here.
Trump supporters, who were convinced that the election was stolen.
That's right, Trump won.
We want every legal vote to be counted, and we want every illegal vote to be...
I just think we have to be very clear. Unless she has more details to back that up, I can't in good countenance continue showing you this.
Because he didn't lose the election, they stole it.
The fraud that we can confirm does not seem to be enough to alter the election results. We should be honest and tell you that.
Where'd you get your news from?
OAN, baby.
OAN?
They're a lot more honest than you. Even Fox News is crooked.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. In case you haven't noticed, it's hard to trust anything you hear right now. We've heard you. We're grateful that you trust us, and we will try to be worthy of your trust.
Fox News and its hosts quickly changed their tune.
We don't know how many votes were stolen on Tuesday.
And in just 2 weeks, managed to question the integrity of the election.
That poll worker joins me now with the shocking details.
They're going down marking the ballot.
Or push conspiracy theories about the results.
Voting irregularities. Tell me about that.
Nearly 800 times.
That's to put it mildly.
And prominent Trump allies such as Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani were given a platform to amplify their false claims of voter fraud.
Very close to the dictator. Chavez.
One actor in particular that was regularly and repeatedly singled out during these broadcasts was an election tech company called
Dominion Voting Systems.
That is where the fraud took place.
Dominion Voting Systems responded by initiating a defamation lawsuit against Fox News,
seeking more than $10 billion in damages against Fox News and other networks.
Now, as part of its case, the company has to show that Fox acted with actual malice. And in February of this year, Dominion's brief in that case was made public. And this is where things really start to get interesting. What's kind of mapped out for us through these texts and other correspondence is a massive disjuncture between the story that the network was embracing publicly.
You got more than 10,000 dead people confirmed in Michigan to have voted.
And what people like Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham and even Rupert Murdoch, what they actually thought.
The correspondences reveal a tumultuous scramble at Fox News, as its standing among its own audience eroded, and viewers began flocking to competitors.
Welcome to our new viewers,
like Newsmax.
We see, for example, a panicked Tucker Carlson texting his producer. An alternative like Newsmax could be devastating to us.
Joe Biden is pretending to be the president-elect.
Network president Jay Wallace, quote, "The Newsmax surge is a bit troubling. Truly in an alternative universe when you watch, but it can't be ignored."
Georgia, we've been told 10,000 dead people voted.
What's absolutely clear is that Fox not only broadcast and reinforced and gave credence to these claims,
millions of votes stolen in a day,
but they did so in the full knowledge that they were completely untrue. But the big takeaway here, I think, is that considerations around profit and market share were actually playing a much bigger role in shaping Fox's editorial decisions around how to cover the 2020 election than either the right-wing ideology or partisan investment in the Republican Party.
A fist bump, a pound, a terrorist fist jab?
Obama wants to legalize the illegal alien.
And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa.
Corporate media is, by definition, a profit-driven enterprise that makes a product, in this case, news and entertainment, sells it to a base of consumers in order to make money.
You know, if you haven't been fired because your boss has decided that you're not making enough money for the company, you know, get back to me after that's happened. It gives you a little, that's happened to me a couple of times.
This problem is by no means confined to Fox News. It's hardwired, I think, in many ways into the very business model that shapes how millions and millions of Americans see the world and are shown the world every single day.
Let us be lovers, we'll marry our fortunes together.
Despite trailing behind Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders' candidacy continued to maintain a notable level of viability.
Casey Hunt is traveling with the Sanders campaign.
And on the pivotal evening of March 15th, as primaries unfolded across 5 crucial states, voters nationwide tuned into networks like CNN, eagerly anticipating Sanders' speech.
Our cameras are trained on the podium in Mar-a-Lago in Florida.
Fox, CNN, and MSNBC all decided to broadcast a feed of an empty podium where Donald Trump was going to speak.
We're told Donald Trump is getting ready to speak. Once again, we're waiting to hear from Donald Trump. You're looking at live pictures coming in from his club.
Donald Trump is going to appear.
And we should point out we're waiting to hear from Donald Trump.
Rather than what turned out to be a very substantive and policy-focused speech from Bernie Sanders.
I want you to hear this.
Instead of that, people saw an empty podium.
We're waiting, by the way, to hear from Donald Trump. He's going to be speaking shortly.
I type out, ding, ding, ding. I'll do it myself. Ding, ding, dong, dong, ding. Press. And they go like 12 seconds later. We have breaking news from Donald Trump. Here's just the crazy.
Most of the talking heads on most of the major cable networks absolutely hated Donald Trump.
More of this.
You should have gotten something.
You stand.
That's called the art of the deal.
Unless you stand.
And yet they could not stop talking about him.
We got to get to Hillary Clinton at some point, but he called out a supporter.
They could not stop broadcasting his speeches and covering him.
A bit of a scene outside Trump Towers. Take a look.
It may not be good for America, but it's damn good for CBS. That's all I got to say. So, what can I say? It's the money's rolling in, and this is polls are open. This is fun. I've never seen anything like this, and this is going to be a very good year for us. Sorry, it's a terrible thing to say, but bring it on, Donald. Go ahead, keep going.
Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you?
For many liberals, Trump's victory was a traumatic and disorienting event, one that no mainstream outlet had prepared them to confront, leaving them eager for an explanation.
You can run the best campaign, you can even become the nominee, and you can have the election stolen from you.
Rather than devote ample coverage to the failures of the Democratic establishment,
Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin.
Liberal media outlets sold their viewers a seductive tale of a stolen election.
We're about to find out if the new president of our country is going to do what Russia wants.
Raymond, pull your chair over here by me, please.
Whether the president is or was a Russian agent.
I mean, this is like something out of the Manchurian Candidate. I mean, this is the realm of spy fiction becoming reality.
If the presidency is effectively a Russian op.
Yes, ma'am, I think so.
Is this president then, is he working for Russia?
Qualifies as collusion. The product of collusion.
And collusion?
Keep pain.
Since marketing itself as America's anti-Trump news channel, MSNBC has seen record ratings. At times, Maddow has drawn more viewers in her 9 p.m. slot than her competition at Fox News.
As with Fox News in the Dominion case, there was clearly a very business-oriented desire to serve liberal audiences with a story that they would find attractive and appealing.
And while there was indeed Russian interference in the election, and hacking, though unsuccessful, did occur, liberal media's relentless amplification of the Russia scandal,
This is international warfare against our country.
and lack of introspection for what Democrats could have done differently to defeat Trump left audiences with a distorted and incomplete picture of the 2016 election.
Hacking our election.
To the extent that many Democrats began to believe that Russia had directly manipulated the vote count.
In 2017, the respected pollster YouGov released data that found that half of Hillary Clinton's supporters believed that the Russian government had tampered directly with voting tallies on election day.
So Putin hacked the election?
By the following year, that impression had actually grown even stronger, such that 2 out of 3 Democrats believed that Russia had tampered with the vote tallies on election day to help elect Donald Trump, a claim which, as YouGov itself stressed, for which there has been no credible evidence. Huge numbers of people absorbed a narrative about the 2016 election that simply wasn't true.
Because at the end of the day, it wasn't Russia that elected Donald Trump. It was Americans.
I like you guys. We love New Hampshire.
By this point, you've heard about Donald Trump's town hall.
Trump lied and lied again. Just spew lies.
CNN was wrong for doing it.
I hope reporters, journalists will look at what happened last night as basically a preseason film and study it to see what needs to be avoided moving forward.
To anyone who thinks the current model that routinely structures reporting, structures the way that people are shown the world every single day with the end of profit in mind. To anyone who thinks that this status quo protects the public interest.
If last night showed anything, it can happen again.
Or is somehow a bulwark against misinformation.
It is happening again.
I would say the misinformation is already here, and it's coming from inside the house.
You've got me hooked.